Noah holds a revered place in Christian tradition as a faithful servant of God amidst a world veering towards darkness. His bloodline, stemming from the lineage of Adam, carries profound significance within the narrative of salvation history. Through Noah's unwavering obedience to God's commands, his bloodline becomes instrumental in God's plan for the redemption of humanity through Christ. In him, Christians see a foreshadowing of the ultimate Savior, Jesus Christ, whose coming would fulfill the promise of salvation for all who believe. Thus, Noah's bloodline is not merely a genealogical lineage, but a sacred link in the chain of God's redemptive plan, illustrating the importance of faithfulness and obedience in the Christian journey of salvation. In the annals of ancient lore, few tales possess the enduring mystique and universal resonance as that of Noah's Ark, a narrative steeped in both religious dogma and profound allegorical potential. As we embark on a journey through the labyrinthine corridors of interpretation, we shall navigate the murky waters where Christian orthodoxy intersects with the esoteric musings of Gnostic philosophy. Yet we mustn't ignore the subtle reverberations of other flood myths, each offering unique perspectives on this universal theme. From the Mesopotamian epic of Gilgamesh, where Utnapishtim constructs an ark to survive the deluge, to the Hindu tale of Manu, who is warned by Vishnu in the form of a fish, or the myth of Deucalion and Pyrrha, where Zeus, angered by humanity's corruption, decided to unleash a great flood to cleanse the earth. Or the Cherokee legend of the Great Flood, where a grandfather and his family build a raft, taking with them animals and seeds to repopulate the world after the waters receded. These narratives weave a tapestry of cultural interpretations, enriching our exploration of Noah's Ark beyond Christian and Gnostic interpretations. As we delve deeper into the Christian interpretation of the flood, we are compelled to confront the enigmatic vessel at the heart of the narrative, the ark itself. This colossal wooden structure, meticulously detailed in the biblical account, serves as both a physical refuge from the waters of destruction and a potent symbol of divine protection amidst chaos. Let's explore, navigating the metaphorical waters of interpretation, to unveil the layers of meaning concealed within the sacred hall of Noah's Ark. In accordance with God's instructions, Noah constructed the ark over many years. The ark was to be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. A cubit is a unit of measure equal to the length of a forearm, from the elbow to the tip of the middle finger, or about 18 inches. If this ark actually existed, it would take up nearly 2 football fields, or about 510 feet. The roof of Noah's Ark was more than 50 feet from the ground, higher than a 4-story modern home. NASA could even lay 3 space shuttles nose to tail on it. That's plenty of space to fit 3 extra tall inner decks, as described in the Bible. Approximately 450 standard semi-trucks could be stored in the ark. Considering that a standard livestock trailer can hold about 250 sheep, the ark had the capacity to hold at least 112,500. God instructed Noah to construct the ark with 3 decks and build a roof. The roof was made from cypress wood and covered with pitch on both sides to prevent water from entering. He also instructed Noah to divide the ark into compartments and stock it with food and supplies, along with building the door and sealing it with pitch. When the cataclysmic flood engulfed the world, Noah, his family, and a menagerie of creatures found sanctuary within the sturdy confines of the ark. As the deluge receded, they emerged, not only as survivors, but as symbols of resilience and divine providence. Indeed, the narrative of Noah's Ark illuminates the multifaceted nature of the divine. God's power evident in the cataclysmic event itself, yet equally underscored by his mercy and grace towards those who heed his call. In this tale, we glimpse the intricate interplay between justice and compassion, destruction and renewal, offering deep insight into the complexities of faith and obedience amidst adversity. As Christians believe that they can be saved from sin and death by believing in Jesus Christ and following his teachings, Noah and his family survived the flood by following God's instructions. In this way, Noah's Ark is used to teach lessons about obedience, faith, and God's plan. Also important is the significance of the flood in the story. Water is commonly used in Christianity to symbolize cleansing and purification, and the flood represents the earth's cleansing. And the story foreshadows Christ's redemption. In the story, for instance, God sends a rainbow to signify his promise that the earth will never flood again. This symbol also appears in the New Testament as a symbol of God's promise of salvation through Jesus Christ. It may have seemed impossible to build an ark in the middle of a drought, but Noah's faith in God's plan gave him the strength and courage to persevere. When faced with challenges, we can also draw upon our faith for strength and courage. The story of Noah also reminds us that God will always provide us and deliver us, regardless of how difficult our circumstances may seem. God will provide us with strength and courage to overcome them. In addition, Noah's actions provide us with a model for how we should conduct our own lives. His preparation for the flood, sacrifices and offerings to God, trust in God's plan, and faithfulness to God's commands all serve as examples for us to follow. Now, despite the fact that some interpret Noah's Ark as a historical account, others see it as a metaphor for spiritual truths. Theological implications of the story remain evident, regardless of interpretation. It teaches us about God's mercy, judgment, and salvation. It is common for Gnostic teachings to interpret Noah's Ark symbolically or allegorically. While mainstream Christian teachings emphasize its literal historical significance, these Gnostic interpretations emphasize its spiritual and mystical significance. Here, Noah's Ark symbolizes spiritual transformation, according to the Gnostics. Gnosticism is a belief system that emphasizes direct contact with God or the divine. Through contemplation and spiritual practices, its followers aspire to attain a transcendent understanding of reality, with the belief that our senses are deceiving us and that true reality lies beyond them. Here the ark symbolizes the soul, which must be cleansed and protected from worldly desires. Throughout the ark, animals represent the various aspects of the individual that must be integrated and harmonized to achieve spiritual wholeness. The interpretation of Noah's Ark here emphasizes the importance of spiritual growth and overcoming negative aspects of oneself for enlightenment, giving this biblical story a unique and profound perspective. As Noah transcends the material world and finds salvation in God, he represents the spiritual seeker in this interpretation. As the world floods, the chaotic and destructive forces threaten to overwhelm the soul, preventing it from reaching its full potential. In the ark, animals represent a variety of human psyches, not just different species. Representing the destruction of the illusory world, the flood symbolizes destruction, while the ark represents liberation from life's cycles. Lions, serpents, and lambs all represent strength, cunning, and innocence. Symbols such as the raven, which Noah sent out to search for land, are also important in the story, as a symbol of the soul that transcends this world and connects with the divine. The dove represents the soul that transcends its illusions. Again, Gnostic interpretations of Noah's Ark differ from mainstream Christian interpretations, in that they place less emphasis on historical accuracy and more on spiritual significance. As a metaphor for the journey of the soul towards enlightenment, it is not viewed as a literal tale of divine retribution and salvation. In this exploration of Noah's Ark and its multifaceted interpretations, we find ourselves on a journey through cultures and epochs, where narratives of cataclysmic floods serve as both historical records and allegorical tales. From the literal interpretations rooted in religious faith to the nuanced insights of Gnosticism, we've glimpsed into the depths of human imagination and spirituality. Yet beyond these tales lie countless other myths and legends from around the world, each echoing themes of cleansing, renewal, and divine intervention. Whether it's the Vedic tale of Manu, the Mesopotamian epic of Gilgamesh, the Greek myth of Zeus's flood, or the Cherokee legend, these stories offer further layers to our understanding of humanity's shared heritage. And as we reflect on these narratives, we're reminded of the enduring power of storytelling to transcend time and culture, inviting us to ponder the mysteries of existence and our place within the cosmos. As we bid farewell to the Ark, let us remain open to the endless possibilities that lie beyond the horizon of our knowledge, ever curious and ever seeking. Humanfluence, out.